Hello, lovely people. This is Dr. V, Burnout Expert. And why am I showing you this heart? Was in a Dr. Phil show 2 years ago in Hollywood, and it was so much fun. That's when I got my best selling award also at the same time. And today I'm going to talk about relationships. Not that I'm a relationships expert, but I have done many courses as a life coach and as journey student, so we learn about relationships. And now it will be specifically hard for people who are locked up with a partner, like for a long time because of the lockdown, especially if you're in a small place where you can't avoid each other. I can imagine a lot of problems will come to the surface because there's no running away at the moment, is there? So yeah, if any of you have that problem at the moment, let me know, because you're not alone. I've lived with an abusive partner in the past and didn't last long because I don't tolerate any violence towards me or my children. So yeah, that was only happened once and then out they go. So be safe, people. I know it's hard to be stuck inside with each other for so long, but try and remember why you fell in love with each other and try and find that spark again. Just think about these memories. Oh, remember when we were young, before we had kids, what we used to do. Look at old photos, laugh together, watch the movies you used to watch together and have a good laugh and memories. Think about the good things that used to be present in your life before we got stuck inside like this. You can also plan what you're going to do once we get the freedom to do what we like again. Make your 10 favorite destinations that you want to see once we can do that again, for instance. Now, I know your time is precious, and I'm going to spend less than 5 minutes to share with you a few tools that might be useful for you in lockdown, but also for the rest of your life. Now, one thing that you might think is controversial, but I truly believe, is that people who don't love or like themselves, and there's lots of us out there, you can't really accept love from another person. So you might sabotage relationships, you might push away people who are good to you, and maybe that's why you choose to be in an abusive relationship, because that makes you more comfortable in the sense that I don't like myself, the other person don't like me, so there's no conflict, we both don't like me. Now, this might be a hard truth for some of you out there, so you have time now to think about it. And if you want to get out of a relationship and you need help, you can still phone those numbers. There's still people out there that will help you. Okay? So how to really be present in a love relationship with another person is you really need to learn to love yourself first. And I think when you're really young and a teenager, there's a lot of self-doubt, and you look for appreciation in the outside world, like you only like yourself and other people like you. I think it's part of growing up, but once you're an adult, you start to realize that you can't really change how other people feel about you, and you shouldn't really be untrue to yourself, because then you're lying and faking it. And that makes you very unhappy inside, and it will come out somewhere in the future. You can't just play like an act forever. So once you're an adult, you usually realize, like, you have to actually go inside and see, like, who am I? And all of us, we have good parts and bad parts, and it's hard sometimes to look at the bad parts because we don't want to see it. I mean, start with writing down 10 things you like about yourself. And you can ask the people in your house to tell each other 10 things they like about each other. Or if that's too hard, start with 1 thing or 2 things or 3 things. Only positive things, no criticism. Criticism is like zip it, okay? Only positive things. So then you can, if you're brave enough to look at what are the things I don't like about myself, or what are actually the parts of myself that I don't want to see. And often it's those things that when other people accuse you of something, you get really angry about it. Like, that is not true. How dare you say that? If you get really upset about what other people say to you, I advise that you like don't react, but kind of say, wait a moment, I want to think about this. And just, they might be completely wrong, but just think, why is it this so upsetting to me? Is there maybe a hint of truth in what they're saying? And this is like an opportunity for you to discover some of your dark side and hidden sides that maybe you don't want to see. So I think this is very valuable, because once you accept that part of yourself, you can decide like okay, we all have dark and white in us. We feed our white wolf and we will not feed the dark wolf inside of us. So you can like are aware of it, and you can like accept it but not dwell on it too much, and don't feed the negative parts of yourself or the dark parts in yourself. So yeah, if other people trigger to make you angry, think about maybe they're giving you a gift of some insights in yourself. Because if somebody accuses you of something that's completely ridiculous and it doesn't touch you, you say like, that is a very silly thing to say, I don't know why you're saying that. But when you get triggered in anger, that is something that's worth investigating. That's my advice. And then the last thing I want to share with you is a wonderful routine where one person sits down on a chair and the partner walks around the other person in a circle while touching the other person gently and kindly, saying all the things they like about. So B says all the things they like about A, and it's like an energetic exchange of love. That's why I call it the love shower. And after you've done that for 5 or 10 minutes, you change places, and then A walks around B and tells B all the positive things they like about each other. And it can be silly things like, I like the wrinkle on top of your nose, I like the noise you make while you sleep. It can be all kinds of different things. So just like make a big balloon of positive words and give it to each other, and then you can rekindle the love that you felt for each other when you got together. So this was my advice for those people locked up together. I know it can be tough and it won't be forever, but make the most out of it. I have blog posts about love relationships on my website, burnoutexpert.co.uk. Also for people who are single at the moment, I have a blog post on how to find your Prince Charming without kissing too many frogs. And that's a fun article to read. It's there on burnoutexpert.co.uk. See you tomorrow, same time, for our last talk about how to boost your immune system so that you can go out in the world and not get this infection. Actually, and I wanted to do another one with you about mentally preparing you to go out in the world again. We'll have to do that all tomorrow. See you then.